Coming up on Mountain News this morning, officials met to discuss a plan that would see economic development in multiple areas of Perry County. Plus, multiple artists were recognized yesterday at this year's Governor Awards.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. We are inching up to that 5:30 mark. I'm Madison Carmouche. Thanks for joining us. Today is November 22nd. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall for a look at your forecast this morning. Now, Megan, we're still in a first alert weather day because there may be some snow on your car this morning.
And yes, there will be. I know when I left this morning, I had a good couple inches on my car. Had to warm it up before I could even head on the road this morning. But those temperatures also will be quite cold this morning. You do not want to leave the house without a jacket this morning. Definitely make sure you're building extra time to not only scrape off the snow on your car, but also to make sure it's warm enough for you to be able to drive. So those temperatures outside in the 30s. And if you're going towards Clintwood, even colder, 29 degrees. And we're just going to continue to see this trend as those high temperatures today aren't going to be that much warmer. We're looking in the low 40s. Good news is, as you're going into this afternoon and the overnight hours, we're not going to be dropping too much, as the low temperatures will just be in the upper 30s. But let's take a look at that satellite and radar. As you can see, we do have the remnants of the snow pushing through this morning. We do have a second wave of snow coming in as we go into the afternoon, but this is what we're looking for in the morning, hopefully clearing out by the time that 9 a.m. rolls around, and then that second wave will come on through in the afternoon hours. But let's look for the next 12 hours. There you can see the snow this morning. We have that little break, and that temperature will stay in the upper 30s for 11 a.m. to about that 2 p.m. hour when we hit the 40-degree mark. Madison.
All right, Megan, thank you. Kentucky State University will resume on a normal schedule today after a threat forced an evacuation on Thursday. The threat was called in just after 8 Thursday morning. Police have not released the details of the threat other than it was a bomb threat. Police and school leaders worked to move students to secure locations while police swept the campus buildings by building. A former sheriff accused of shooting and killing a district judge in September has been indicted for murder. Mickey Steins served as the sheriff of Letcher County, but on September 19th, Steins shot and killed Judge Kevin Mullins. The shooting was captured on surveillance video yesterday. Attorney General Russell Coleman announced that a grand jury returned an indictment against Steins, charging him with murder of a public official. Steins will be arraigned on the charges Monday. An inmate at McCreary Penitentiary in Pine Knot is dead following a fight Wednesday night. According to the Department of Justice, 50-year-old Roy Arredondo was pronounced dead at the hospital. One other inmate was involved. The death is now under investigation. No word yet on possible charges. Arredondo was serving a life sentence for drug trafficking. He arrived at the prison in 2022 after being sentenced in Texas federal court. A Morgan County woman is facing charges after she reportedly swung a knife at her boyfriend. According to the arrest citation, Jennifer Cantrell and her boyfriend were arguing about who had more covers on the bed. The argument led to Cantrell picking up a knife and swinging it at the man twice. She even threw the knife at him, which he was able to dodge. Cantrell was taken to the Rowan County Detention Center. Yesterday, Hazard and Buckhorn officials and the Perry County Fiscal Court hosted a special meeting. WYMT's Amelia Lee was there and tells us what was discussed.
On Thursday, officials in Buckhorn, Hazard, and Perry County came together to discuss their new strategic plan after the success of the first plan in Hazard that started 5 years ago.
And the mayor called me up and said, we've done almost everything that was in the first book. We need a new one.
This time, the plan will go beyond just the city of Hazard.
You've got a lot going on in Buckhorn. You've got new things coming to Rowdy, a lot happening in Leatherwood. Let's all partner together so that we can promote the whole county and what's going on with tourism.
In order to start the process of this new plan, Ted Long says he went to talk to different folks in the community about their hopes for the future of Perry County. This includes water processing, housing, and tourism in the area.
It's the basic things that you think of in a community. We're just figuring out how to move it forward.
Perry County Judge Executive Scott Alexander says he enjoys seeing the folks in Perry County continue to come together and work together to promote tourism in the area.
We've seen the downtown businesses that started coming back and growing. The city done an amazing job with that plan.
He says tourism plays a big role in Perry County's economy.
It's changing the economics here. We can only grow so big from within. And so as we get these outsiders coming in, and they're coming, I tell people all the time, just look around on the weekends and you'll see side-by-sides here on trailers that's coming here to spend their weekend and their dollars here.
Long says the Kentucky League of Cities will come back at the beginning of next year with a final product to present to community leaders. In Perry County, Amelia Lee, WYMT, Mountain News.
You can find more details from that meeting plus the full agenda on our website, WYMT.com. Yesterday, Governor Beshear announced additional funding for the Disaster Recovery Program. Perry County Fiscal Court will receive $3.8 million to extend sewer service on Kentucky Highway 28. It will stretch from Haddock Fork to Kentucky 15 in Hazard. Perry County also receives $9.8 million to provide sewer service to homes in the Wendell Ford Airport area. And Jackson receives $13 million to build a new wastewater treatment plant. Yesterday, Governor Andy Beshear also awarded more than $2 million to 30 organizations throughout the Commonwealth to combat domestic violence. The funding comes from the Federal Violence Against Women Act grant program. The program is focused on stopping sexual assault, domestic violence, dating violence, and stalking. For a full list of the organizations receiving money, you can go to our website, WYMT.com. Eastern Kentucky University in Richmond received $5 million for the construction of a child care center on its Corbin campus. The funding comes from the General Assembly. The child care center will accommodate more than 100 children. Officials say it is part of the university's initiative to bring a scholar house to the Corbin campus. Earlier this month, we told you about an event happening with Christian Appalachian Project in December. Thursday morning, officials announced Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman will speak at the nonprofit's toy distribution event. The event is known as Operation Sharing and will take place at Owsley County Elementary School on December 12th. Nearly 3.3 million toys will be distributed in more than 50 counties in Kentucky, as well as some counties in Tennessee. Kentucky's best and brightest artists were honored yesterday in Frankfort. It was part of the 2024 Governor's Awards in the Arts. Members of the Arts and Heritage Cabinet, the Kentucky Art Council, and State Tourism played a role in identifying some of the artists. Multiple people were recognized, including Eastern Kentucky native Tyler Childers.
My life, I've been given the opportunity to travel around sharing my music with the world, and through that music, the life experience of a road dog raised on the country music highway in Eastern Kentucky through my Stream of Consciousness lyrics. In that gigging, I've picked up a lot of titles and I've been called a lot of things. The most important one being a Kentucky artist.
Other winners included Gregory Teray, Jeffrey Reed, and Mark Lynn Johnson. A Christmas tradition many in Harlan County and beyond may be familiar with is Mountain Santa. The Mountain Santa, Jordan Howard, brings Christmas to kids in the county who may not otherwise receive gifts. Businesses in the county are doing their part to keep the tradition alive. Mary and Scott Davis opened Value Depot in Village Center Mall this month, and for every dollar customers donate, they will receive a free ornament.
We support our Mountain Santa legacy and are trying to get donations for Jordan Howard to continue his father Mike's legacy is the Mountain Santa.
Jordan is following in his father's footsteps as he continues this nearly 50-year tradition. Kentucky State Police kicked off its annual Cram the Cruiser food drive across Kentucky. Troopers are collecting donations to combat hunger throughout the Commonwealth. You can donate food items at all 16 KSP posts now through December 9th. Governor Beshear is urging Kentuckians to help even more families this holiday season.
On Christmas, a day where we're supposed to remember that we're on this earth to love and care about each other. Let's make sure that there isn't a single hungry individual out there in our Commonwealth.
Last year, Kentucky State Police collected more than 162,000 pounds of food.